The Christmas season just about upon us here from Arkadelphia, Arkansas. Here for this interconference matchup between the Ouachita Tigers and the number 17 ranked Harding Lady Bisons. I'm Isaac Bourne, joined here by Cameron Boyd, and this is a big one here to finish off the fall semester here from Bill Vining Arena. And folks, this is going to be an exciting game. What about you, Cameron?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be really exciting, especially for the Tigers, coming off of a 6-win streak. So they're really on top of the world right now. So I'm excited to see how they do tonight.
Harding coming off a loss at home against Henderson State, looking for that get back. But first, we've got a whole pregame show of things to go over first. Coming up out of this, we have Coach's Corner. I was able to sit down with head coach Nick Long before this one to talk over this game and how they've recently been performing. Then following that, you'll come back to us for the pregame discussion. We'll talk standings. We'll talk today in the GAC, and we'll get you all ready for this incredible matchup between two between two high-level conference opponents. But first, we'll send it to me, where I was able to sit down with head coach Nick Long just yesterday. All right, Isaac Bourne here with Coach Long, here for Coach's Corner. And Coach Long, you guys start off great in conference play. We talk about it every game. Talk about it every game that you guys win, but you handle business against UAM, take them out in the first quarter, and just able to really just go on to a win. Just talk about that one and how your team really just settled in to basically knocking them in the mouth early.
Yeah, it was really good to see how we came out in that game. Just having the week off and really and truly last week was more strenuous on the players than this week being finals week, just with getting ready for finals week, all the projects and presentations they had to do. So really pleased to see kind of how we came in. We went to work every day in practice, got done what we needed to get done, didn't spend any extra time just in there just beating our heads against the wall. We got everything in we needed to, got the game plan done, and then really good to see us go out and execute that the way we did. And like you said, from the jump, I said took us about 2 possessions to figure out. They were really the first possession we figured it out. Then the second possession we with them face guarding Tip the way they were trying to not let her catch the ball, and so that just kind of took us out of flow for a second. But we still get a corner 3 from Audrey. So but she's turned into a little bit of a corner specialist down there. I say she's proud of it too. But then another game where Heidi scores 1 point from the free throw line. And Tip still scores. I want to say Tip really only had 7 points. I think they gave her one of Audrey's threes in the stats. But another game where we scored 87 points, and the 2 of them they scored 8 or 11 points, depending on which way you want to look at it. And
I mean, you mentioned Heidi only 1 point, but I mean that's something I wanted to talk about. 1 point, but she orchestrated that offense against UAM. 6 assists. Really just guiding everyone where they need to go. Didn't even take a 3 in that one. She really just was able to settle into being that play initiator. I mean, what does it mean to have a player like Heidi that, just like Madeline, but in a different way, she completely orchestrates the offense and is content to do whatever it takes to win, whether it is scoring 24 like she did the other night, or if it's just 1.
Yeah, I mean, it makes us really hard to deal with as a group. But like you talk about those two especially, who defense and scouts are keying on and everything. Rightfully so. They're two extremely talented players, and you look at their numbers, and they are leading us in scoring. They're both Tip's 17.5 points, Heidi's around that 12.5 point mark, but the impressive thing is I think their assist to turnovers is like 49-19 as a duo. And that that's almost 3-to-1 assist to turnover, which is very, very efficient with the amount of time the ball is in their hands and just the way we play off the dribble as much as we do and all that. They're both doing a really great job, and Heidi especially. She figures out she knows how to find her spots, and if it's there she takes it. If it's not, I had to tell her to shoot the ball sometimes even still, but she'll be really, really patient in figuring out what the defense is going to give us, and like you said, like we talked about a lot, just if it's Tip's night, if it's Heidi's night, so they both know how to get each other the ball. If it's Abby's night or Audrey's night, Heidi does a really good job of getting the ball kind of where it's supposed to go.
Well, the defense the other night gave you inside interior looks, and Abby really once again used the footwork that she's got in there, and also, I mean, when you're single guarding a player as tall as Abby, she was just really able to create in there. So, I mean, is this just the look? With the look of it, it looks like is if they're guarding on the inside, then you've got Tip and Heidi on the outside to shoot, and if they're guarding on the outside, Abby's going to go to work and get herself 20.
Yeah, that's kind of pick your poison, kind of what you want to do, and if you want to really just try to take away those two, then you're not going to be able to help, and you're playing one-on-one with Abby, who, like you said, size and skill and footwork wise, she's going to win one-on-one a lot of times against most people in this league. And so that really makes it easy if you want, but just kind of pick your poison. And so then if you want to really focus on getting the help side, now I say we're driving, we're kicking, and we're shooting threes, and we're averaging almost 8 made threes a game. So that's forcing people to really spread out and play out there and make sure we don't get going from the 3-point line. And that's giving Abby a whole lot of room to work inside.
Now, shifting gears, also I want to move to the youth of this team. We kind of talked about it in the last interview, but I want to talk about these two freshmen you've got, in Michaela Vation and Bree Hubbard. These two girls combined for 20 in that last game. Vation, a type of player that reminds me of a young Madeline in a lot of ways, and Bree, the stretchability, but the ability to play on the inside as well. I mean, Coach, you come in very little time to really recruit, and you bring in a great freshman class. Talk about what they have meant to this team coming in their first year.
Yeah, all three of them were signed early by Coach Hill before I even got, and they all three wanted to still come to Ouachita. Speaks again to the caliber of institution that Ouachita is. That they still want, because a lot of times people are recruited by a coach and they want to go play for that coach. With all three of them, Austin Olin, Michaela, and Bree, they all still wanted to come to Ouachita. So we honored that commitment that the school made and that they made if they wanted to, and really happy that they did. But Austin she missed all of last year with an injury. But Bree and Michaela have both really slowly picked it up and gotten used to the college game, and you can see flashes of it, and you can like you said, you can really see flashes of where Michaela has a chance to be a really special player. Just her ability to get downhill. I say her 3-point shot's coming along a little bit as well. I said, but Bree especially, she's been really easy to, like, she's figured out the game. The game kind of slows down for her a little bit at times. But then she still does have they both still have some freshman moments every once in a while. But Bree does, she understands a lot. She's easy to coach, easy to kind of point things out to, and she's gonna go out there and execute it how we want to execute it. And she's another one. Her 3-point shot's coming on along, and then just a little bit more, just kind of back to the basket, post depth for us there as well at times when she has a mismatch that she can take advantage of.
Now, Coach, moving on to this matchup against Harding, they start off the year 8-0. They have lost to Northwestern and to Henderson State, but they're still a top 25 team in the nation coming into your own building. What is the objective going against a team that brings so much talent in? Yeah,
it's going to be there. Like you said, they lost to Henderson on Saturday, so they're going to be fighting to get back on the right side of things. I say, and they have two. They're, like you said, they're kind of a completely different team than what you've seen the last few years. Obviously, you lose 3 all-conference players, you're going to be different, but they still have some really really good freshman pieces that are 3 freshman starters, but you pair those two with Josie Williams and Maddie Holt, who have been playing for a while now. They're still a very formidable opponent. Obviously, they're still in the top 25 in the country. But from our standpoint, we've got to come in. We've got to be extremely tough tomorrow. I'm saying that will be it'll be a very good test for us in how we, and kind of gauging where we're at, for the top half of the league, or what's perceived as the top half of the league.
And I mean, according to Mastery ratings, this will be the most difficult game on your schedule. Obviously, it's a top 25 team, and so since you guys are on this big record, you won 6 in a row now. How do you continue that momentum and take it and bring it into this one?
I said we've been talking a little bit about just making sure we come in and keep doing the work that's got us here. I said the girls they're playing extremely loose. They're having fun. They're having a lot of fun out there, and you can see that. I've had multiple of our other coaches, on in the building just tell me that, really looks like they're playing hard and it looks like they're having fun out there, and it, really looks like they're enjoying themselves, and obviously winning helps that. But even so, the East Central game and Monticello game are the only two games that really were not close games, but you can still see that even in the close games, they're still out there competing and having fun while they're doing it, but they're and really kind of enjoying playing the game again.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for meeting with me, and back to the desk.
And thank you, me, as we just went through the Coach's Corner segment. And Cameron, this Great American Conference race starting to heat up as we turn over a new year very soon. And Northwestern, atop the standings at 4-0, they've beaten Harding, which is a very hard ask, especially this top 25 team. Cameron, looking into the rest of the GAC, you see Ouachita at 3-0. How crucial is this one when it comes to establishing dominance in this conference?
I mean, winning this game would mean we're right up there with Northwestern. I mean, we'd also be tied for first, assuming they also win their game tonight. So I think it's very important just moving our way up the ladder. Northwestern,
They also were able to move themselves into the top 25 following that win against Harding last week, 2 weeks ago. And so we'll see what they do against Southern Nazarene tonight. Meanwhile, the other teams in the Great American Conference, there's plenty of excitement across the conference. First of all, Arkansas Tech. They head down to Monticello to take on the Cotton Blossoms at 5:30. All of these games are at 5:30. You've got to love a nice double round robin schedule like this conference does. Oklahoma Baptist, they're traveling to Ada, take on the Tigers of East Central. Then Henderson State, the team from across the street, is going to head down the road to Magnolia to take on Southern Arkansas. And Southwestern Oklahoma State is going to head to Durant. And then obviously the team from Bethany is going to head all the way across the state to Alva to take on the Rangers. Cameron, now we turn our eyes to this game, and we've got two teams that kind of play a little bit differently. This Harding team, they like to spread the wealth a little bit. And, I mean, you see that in a 69-66 loss versus Henderson State the other night. Not a high-scoring team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Ouachita's main focus has really been feeding Abby Harrison. I mean, she's been, I feel like, a lifeline for this team where Madeline Tipton wasn't able to step up. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what the Tigers do tonight and just how Harding plans to score.
Now, looking at the stats for both of these teams, I think that'll go to kind of back it up as well. Harding, you look across the board, the thing you really want to look for is that assist-to-turnover ratio. The first in the conference. This team is very good at spreading the wealth and also keeping the ball with them. They don't really commit too many turnovers. Meanwhile, this Ouachita team, plenty of things to be excited about. Mainly, though, the three-point percentage and also 8.6 three-pointers made per game. This team also rebounds very well, sitting at just around 30 defensive rebounds per game. And on top of all of it, this team passes the ball pretty well as well. They average just around 15.1 assists per game. Cameron, now you go into the specific players. You mentioned Abby Harrison, but Madeline Tipton, also a big name for this Ouachita team. She averages 17.3, but like we mentioned, when she has a bad night, Ouachita has the ability to really spread the wealth.
Yeah, and I think that's what's really important. I mean, as in a team sport, it's dangerous to rely solely on one person, especially when, they're going to have off nights. So I think the Tigers have really done a great job at stepping up when they need to and when their best player hasn't been able to perform as well.
Meanwhile, looking at the Lady Bisons, it's Josie Williams and also Corey Sanders, both of them averaging just around 12 points per game. Josie Williams actually has the lead by 0.1 points, but those are the two main ones. Corey Sanders, the freshman out of Lamar, Arkansas, and Williams, the junior out of Conway, both in-state products. And this Harding team, they lose a lot from last season, Cameron, but they almost look better without the likes of players like Sage Hawley and Aubrey Isbell.
Yeah, so they have a very young team this year, no seniors, predominantly freshmen. So I think normally that would be something that is kind of concerning, but obviously whatever they've been doing has worked for them so far.
Head coach Tim Kirby in his 20th season with the Lady Bisons. This dude knows how to orchestrate an offense. Forgot that word for a second, guys. Knows how to orchestrate an offense in his 20th season. Meanwhile, head coach Nick Long for the Tigers in his first season. But Cameron, what he's done so far with this squad has looked incredibly impressive.
Yeah, even it being his first year, I mean, obviously the team's on a 6-win streak, so whatever he has been working on in practice, it's been working for this team.
And going across both of these rosters just a little bit more, Cameron, I mean, Harding, they not exactly the best start to conference play. We expected them to be far and away the best team in conference, especially after 2 top 25 wins to start the season. But apparently what we're hearing from across the team is this game is one that they want to win on the road before a lot of these fans head over to McKinney to watch a national championship football game.
Yeah, I mean, them traveling to watch that football game, like you said, I think this win would just get their spirits up, set them up for something good at the football game.
And meanwhile, this Ouachita team looking to have one of their best conference starts in some time. They're already 3-0 under head coach Nick Long, but this might be their biggest challenge of the season. We're going to take a quick break before we see how they fare with that challenge. Just about 4 minutes till tip-off here from Bill Vining Arena on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win on your side, by your side, the winning side. Hello, I'm Brett Rogers, President of Capital Technology Group. You might know us as Capital Business Machines, but our new name represents our growth as one of the state's leaders in business technology. When you've been around for 80 years like we have, you learn a thing or two about change. But what will never change is our commitment to our clients. We're still the same reliable team here to meet all your technology needs. Capital Technology Group is bigger and better than ever before. Learn more at captg.com.
OSDN is Ouachita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
And welcome back here to Bill Vining Arena. Just a little over 2 minutes before the tip-off here for National Anthem and starting lineups. But Cameron, we kind of wanted to focus in on some players to start this one. Meanwhile, starting for Ouachita, you talked a little bit about Abby Harrison coming off a 20-point outing where she really was able to get whatever she wanted, getting single covered in the paint. She's going to be another player to look for tonight, especially with that superior height that she brings down low.
For sure, I think that gives her a big advantage, and she's been very consistent so far this season, and actually she leads the team and the GAC in field goal percentage, so that just shows her reliability when she's needed.
Also, other than Tipton, you also got to go to Heidi Robinson, the senior from Marmaduke, Arkansas. She runs this offense. Last game, only 1 point on the entire game, but one thing you also have to look for her is those 6 assists. She runs the table, is able to really dish out to some of her teammates, and she's going to also be a good one to look for because if she gets hot from beyond the arc, that's going to be something that the Lady Bisons are really going to need to cover.
Yeah, one thing about her, like you said, is even if she's not having a night where she's scoring all the points herself, she's making sure her teammates are getting those opportunities, and I think that's really important to have in a player.
And then for Harding, I think the player that we already talked about, Corey Sanders and Josie Williams, but Allie Reel, the transfer from Oklahoma Baptist coming into this season, is one of the most efficient shooters in the conference, shooting just under 60% from the field and just over 50% from deep. Reel is a player that is going to need to be tightly guarded, especially from this Ouachita team that has one of the better perimeter defenses in this conference.
Yeah, she's definitely one that you're not going to want to leave open around the arc or inside of it. She's very consistent, so that's one they're going to have to look out for sure.
The Lady Bisons also sporting up 2 players over the height of 6'3", so it's going to be a game and a clash of titans tonight here at Bill Vining Arena. But we're going to send it over to the intercom system as Brian Ramsey, the Ouachita SID, is going to introduce the starting lineups. But first, the national anthem.
Nation, welcome to Bill Vining Arena for tonight's great American Conference contest featuring the Bisons of Harding University against your Ouachita Tigers. At this time, we invite you to stand for our national anthem. Now introducing the starting lineup for the Harding University Bisons. Junior guard from Bergman, Arkansas, number 10, Maddie Holt. Freshman guard from Lamar, Arkansas, number 11, Corey Sanders. Freshman guard from Sunnyvale, Texas, number 15, Allie Makeda. Junior guard from Conway, Arkansas, number 21, Josie Williams. And freshman center from Melissa, Texas, number 23, Kennedy Stout. The head coach of the Harding Bisons is Tim Kirby. The assistant coach is Rusty Garner. And now, Tiger Nation, let me hear you roar! This is the starting lineup for your Ouachita Tigers! Sophomore guard from Sheridan, Arkansas, number 11, Caden Porter. Senior forward from Hot Springs, Arkansas, number 2, Audrey Winfrey. Senior guard from Malonia, Arkansas, number 23, Madeline Tipton. Senior guard from Marmaduke, Arkansas, number 30, Heidi Robinson. And senior forward from Hernando, Mississippi, number 32, Abby Harrison. The head coach of the Ouachita Tigers is Nick Long. The assistant coach is Tyler Doyle. Tonight's officials are Sean Robinson, Lauren Thomas, and Kyle Wilson.
And there you have it, folks. Your starting lineups for both teams. First, we'll go back to Harding. Corey Sanders, she's going to be at the point guard. Meanwhile, they've got Maddie Holt, Allie Makeda, and Josie Williams at the other 3 guard positions. Then holding down the middle is going to be Kennedy Stout. Meanwhile, for Ouachita, it's the main 5. Caden Porter and Heidi Robinson at the guards. Madeline Tipton at the wing. And in the front court is going to be Audrey Winfrey and Abby Harrison. And Cameron, you've got 2 teams tonight desperate to really make a statement in this Great American Conference. Ouachita trying to prove that they're for real in this conference and want to compete. Meanwhile, Harding trying to get back on track.
Yeah, I think them trying to have a comeback here is definitely going to bring them out hungry and ready for a win. But Ouachita is just going to have to be ready to compete with that.
Here's the tip, and it's going to go to the Lady Bisons. And here is Corey Sanders to start. Top of the key, into Stout. And good defense that time from Abby Harrison, and she's going to swat it out of bounds, but it looked like Stout touched it last, so the Tigers are going to take possession. Here's Heidi Robinson left side. Last game, she had 1 point, but 6 assists. Harrison going to come out shooting from deep. That's her first 3-point shot attempt of the season, and we hear she can make that one. We'll see how it goes later on.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that one. That's not a shot you see her take very often.
An interesting start for both teams. Sanders, she'll take it in, bring it back out. Back into Stout. One-on-one with Harrison. That one off the left side, rebounds, and that one's gonna go in for the Lady Bisons. Allie Makeda gets the first score of the game. Robinson, back for her. In the corner, here's Winfrey. She'll drive baseline cross to Robinson. She'll pull up from mid-range, and that's no good. Rebound to Makeda. Williams, she's guarded by Tipton. Back into Stout. She's picked up by Harrison. Left side is no good. We're gonna roll off to the middle and back to Robinson.
Harrison really being strong on the defense down there.
Also strong on the offense, gonna get it in on the right side off the assist from Heidi Robinson. She ties that one back up off 2 interior scores. Sanders, the deep 3, no good, and here's Porter on the rebound. Caden Porter, that's her first of the game. Passing it around Tipton. She's picked up by Sanders. Backing her down. Little shiftiness on the inside, and she's going to get it to go.
A good move there, and you can see Tipton is still being heavily guarded.
Makeda over to Holt. Kick out to Sanders. Here's now Williams. Inside Sanders. Back out to Makeda, and that one's off to the right side and out. Tigers a chance here to go up by more than a possession. Cross court to Robinson. Tipton looking for a pass. She's going to get it back to Porter. Winfrey. Harrison, the deep 2, and that's no good off the front of the rim. And you're already seeing some adventurousness from Abby Harrison tonight.
Yeah, already 2 deeper shots than what she normally takes.
The feed inside to Stout. Backing her down. The little move, and that one's going to roll in for her. And that's going to start the scoring today for Kennedy Stout. Robinson around the screen, the spin move. She'll step back for 3. She can't get that one to fall on the left side. Good effort that time trying to get herself open. Inside Sanders. She'll pull up from mid-range. That one will roll around. Last touched by the Lady Bisons. Substitutions now for the Tigers. Coming in is Samantha Watson, Ruby Trammell, and Bree Hubbard.
You like to call Ruby Trammell your glue girl, so we'll see how she can shift this for the team right here.
Trammell, not a player that'll show up on the stat sheet, but someone that you have to have defensively and also will make the right plays on offense. Tipton, the step back 3, and it's laces. She'll blow a kiss at her bench on the way back, and Madeline Tipton's already got 5. Left side here's Holt. Clock ticks below 6 minutes here in the first quarter. Feed inside. Makeda, the fader over Winfrey, is going to roll in. Ouachita now only up by 1. Watson, she'll take the curl. That one batted away and out of bounds, and they're going to say last touched by Watson. She lost it on the play and was not able to get it last touched by a Lady Bison. So it'll go as a turnover, and Harding going to try to take the lead. 5.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter of play. Sanders, she's picked up by Trammell. The drive inside and the nice little scoop layup is no good off to the left side. And that's an example right there of a great move, just unable to finish. Tipton takes the contact, can't get it to go, but that's going to send her to the stripe for 2.
And another example of, getting a move, just not quite able to finish. But in that situation, Madeline was able to draw the foul. So either way, still some success off that one.
Seeing some aggressiveness from Tipton tonight. She comes in here from Valonia, Arkansas, the senior, 4-year senior for this team, and she started all 4 years as well. The unspoken and also spoken leader of this squad, also one of the top scorers in this conference. Second one is no good, only goes 1 for 2 from the stripe. Here's Corey Sanders. She's picked up by Watson. Sanders. Here's Makeda. Here's Holt. The feed inside to Stout. Backing down Trammell. Open shot for Josie Williams, and that'll rattle out. The Lady Bisons just can't take the cap off the basket from deep tonight.
And one thing about them is they have created movement and openness for themselves, just haven't been as consistent with the shooting.
Tipton, and she's just going to lose the ball that time. Took a little bit too hard of a hit, but that's going to send us to a break. Ouachita, they lead 8-6 here in this one, and we'll be right back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
I've heard people say Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Is it pronounced Ouachita?
Searching for Ouachita Baptist University.
Back in Texas, everybody pronounces it Wichita, but really, it's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
Ouachita. How would you pronounce it?
Ouachita.
Ouachita.
It's Ouachita Baptist University. Get it right.
It's Ouachita, people. It's Ouachita.
Ouachita.
And welcome back here to the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. And this game and this time brought to you by the generous support of the Lady Tiger Women's Basketball Alumni Group. They also want to host, they're going to be hosting a reunion on February 5th and 7th, 2026, with Saturday, February 7th being the Alumni Day at the Ouachita Tiger Den. They'll also be doing a Pink Out weekend to bring awareness to breast cancer, and special pink t-shirts will be available for purchase, and donations will be accepted to support the Lori Partridge Jeremiah 2911 Endowed Scholarship that is awarded yearly to a current women's basketball player. Save the date postcards should be arriving in mailboxes with further information to be sent out in January 2026 about the reunion. Come join the Lady Tiger Women's Basketball Alumni Group and get reconnected with teammates. This is to all current or former Lady Tiger basketball alumni. Harding, they'll start the possession. They'll start here with the ball, trying to tie it back up. They trail by 2. Holt, the spin move around Watson. And they're going to say she took too many steps, and that's a turnover. But a great possession there. Holt just unable to get it to fall. Here's Robinson. Now over to Brooke Smith, and in for the first time today. Michaela Vation joins her. Smith the handoff around the screen. She'll take the mid-range shot, and it's good. Heidi Robinson strikes for her first score of the game, and the Tigers are going to hit double digits first. Here's Reel, back to Williams. Reel, top of the key, she's guarded closely by Smith. Inside, here's Butler, and she's gonna get that one to roll in for her. Maya Butler, the native of Paragould, Arkansas, strikes for 2.
And already, it's still very early on in the game, but we can just tell how this game is gonna go and how close it's gonna be.
And Watson, the dish into Hubbard, and she's gonna get the score and the harm. Freshman Bree Hubbard, a great start for her in this one. The native of Godley, Texas, on the season averaging just 5.6 points per game, but in her first collegiate season has very much impressed under Coach Nick Long. Brooke Smith is going to get the rebound, and the Tigers are going to take it back. Robinson, the crossover. Scoop layup is no good off to the right side. But nice move there to get open. Williams, she'll drive middle. Back to Butler, and she'll take the hoop and the harm. And back-to-back and ones for both teams as Maya Butler is going to be the beneficiary of it that time. Cameron, a bit of a back-and-forth affair so far. Butler makes this one. It's only a one-point game. She won't make that one. So
there you go, jinxing things.
Example of broadcasters jinx. Hubbard, handoff to Robinson. She'll take the three with a hand in her face, but it doesn't matter. Heidi Robinson gets that one to go from deep, and she's got 5.
After that first shot being made, she really has been on a run here.
Williams. Reel over to Holt. Feed inside to Butler. Cross court, Sanders. Back out to Holt. Good ball movement as Reel's going to get the open 3, just can't get it to fall. And Watson's running quickly on the break. Back out to Robinson. Tigers are going to slow it down. Heidi Robinson on the drive. Watson, the spin move, and the nice move is going to lead to a lefty layup. That's going to force a timeout for the Lady Bisons as Ouachita goes up by 7. What a sequence of events for Ouachita. And we'll talk a little bit more about it after the break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Visit the Ouachita campus store for all your Tiger apparel, merchandise, and gifts. If you need something to wear to show your Tiger pride, stop by the Ouachita campus store on the bottom floor of the Evans Student Center to grab a t-shirt, sweatshirt, polo, or more. If you can't stop by the store on campus, visit us online at bookstore.obu.edu. Make your purchase and we'll send it to you. Support the Tigers by checking out the Ouachita campus store. Go Tigers.
And welcome back. Coming out of the timeout, the Tigers lead 17-10. Off this shifty little move from Samantha Watson. The replay's not going to get up and going yet, but we'll have some of that later for you tonight as Corey Sanders takes it down the court. Michaela Vation gets a hand on it, and it's going to be last touched by Williams. Harding another turnover. Ouachita a chance here with a 3 made to already take a double-digit lead early in this one. Harrison, the drive left side. She'll be doubled on the inside. Doesn't matter. She's going to get that one to roll in for her, and Abby Harrison's going to start the scoring for herself tonight.
And one thing about her is normally it doesn't matter if she's double teamed. She can still go up and sink that shot.
Harding looking for a momentum killer here as Ouachita on a 7-0 run. Williams looking for the high-low on Butler. Whistle blown. It looks like Abby Harrison, is going to get whistled for the foul. Substitution in for Harding. Coming in now, number 15, Ali Makeda. Fans not happy about that last call. Either way, Harding. Williams going to take the mid-range shot, and that's exactly what she needed there to take the cap off the basket. Lead back to 7 for Ouachita. Watson driving, cross court to Robinson. She'll pull up quickly, and it'll bounce away. Battle for it on the ground. Jump ball called. Not sure if Harding laid a hand on it that time. Either way, it's going to go back to the Tigers. Tipton in for Vation.
And Vation has been one that's really started to, show out and make a name for herself.
11 points last time out. Michaela Vation, the freshman, has been an impressive talent to start this season. Inside to Smith, off the roll, and the nice pick and roll executed perfectly as Brooke Smith's going to get her first points.
Great look there by Madeline Tipton as well.
Stolen by Smith. One-on-one on the break. She'll take it, pass it back out. Tigers are going to slow it down, about 13 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Hand off to Tipton. The drive left side, takes the contact, but it doesn't matter as well. Tipton, she's going to strike once again. She's got 8 tonight. Cameron, it looks like it's going to be one of those nights for the Valonia native.
Yeah, you know, we've seen her have a lot of quiet nights, but she's tired of that. She's going to be a leader here.
4 seconds on the clock. Harding's got to get one up. Williams from the free throw line, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. Josie Williams gives the Lady Bisons a much-needed score to finish off the quarter. And going into the first quarter break, Ouachita leads 23-14 here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Owned by Ouachita alumni, Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more in downtown Arkadelphia is a must-stop for everyone. Stop by in the morning for fresh coffee, a specialty coffee drink, or a full breakfast. Come back at lunch, or in the evening for burgers like the Primo Burger, the pulled pork burger, or the mac and cheese burger. Maybe it's a salad, a wrap, a quesadilla, or one of our varieties of pizza. And don't forget to top it off with a sweet treat that puts the cherry on top of a great meal. That's Java Primo on Main Street in downtown Arkadelphia.
And coming back into this one, the Tigers lead 23-14. And Cameron, so far, Ouachita has just been making everything from the field as they lead this one by 9 over the number 17 team in the country.
Yeah, they've really found their flow and have gotten on fire here. And we've seen a lot of the shots from Abby Harrison and Madeline Tipton. They're having to go up with so much strength because of the way they're being guarded. And obviously, that defense that's on them hasn't mattered so far.
And you've seen so many difficult shots going in for the Tigers. Meanwhile, the Lady Bisons, they've been taking similarly difficult shots, but also the offense has been flowing for them. I just feel like the shots haven't been able to fall. We'll see how it goes here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I agree. They play very fast, and they're very good at creating openings. They're just shot consistency hasn't been there tonight.
Makeda, she'll drive here on Winfrey to start. Back out here, Stout, top of the key. Whistle blown. Looks like the officials are going to call a carry violation, not something you see too often. Here's Robinson. Bill Vining Arena a little bit more crowded than you'd typically see. A lot of these Harding fans making a quick pit stop here in Arkadelphia on their way to McKinney, Texas. Robinson, she'll take the contact on the mid-range shot, but it's no good. And back the other way are the Lady Bisons. Handoff, here's Sanders. Holt, guarded by Trammell. Stout looking for an opening. Back here to Williams. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Reel, she'll take the three and it's short. Madeline Tipton gets the rebound and Audrey Winfrey's gonna run the break. Cross court to Robinson. She'll take one from deep. That one's no good, but rebound by Abby Harrison. She'll keep it herself and lay it in. And Abby Harrison getting the rebound and doing the rest herself.
That's going to be 6 for her so far tonight.
Into Stout. She's picked up by Harrison. The move, trying to get around, can't get it to go. That one's going to be last touched by Makeda. Tigers will take back possession. They lead by 11 here, their largest of the game.
And not only does Harrison have those 6 points, and definitely more to come, she's been very strong on defense under the goal.
See the Lady Bisons start that full court press. Winfrey, that pass is a little high for Harrison, and that one's going to go back over to Harding. Just an unforced error there. Winfrey just could not get it to her center. Officials signaling a review here. Looks like the shot clock did not get started. We're hoping tonight that that's just that's only one of only one, because we know that this is a common occurrence here at Bill Vining Arena.
The shot clock does give us some trouble.
And Robinson on the block, back out to Reel, and that's going to be a 3 for Harding. Much needed deep shot for the Bisons. The lead back down to single digits for the Tigers. Tipton, that'll rattle out for Madeline Tipton, trying to hit double-digit points tonight. Here's Holt, she's picked up by Ruby Trammell. Sanders inside to Stout. The mismatch, trying to take advantage of it. And Ruby Trammell got a hand on it for a second there. I thought that was going to be a clean block, but instead that's going to send Kennedy Stout to the line for 2. On the season, Kennedy Stout shooting 77.8% from that range. First one is good for her. Stout, the native of Melissa, Texas, coming out of Melissa High School, scored 1,000 points in her high school career, an illustrious 5A player, now here in the natural state. She knocks them both down, and the Harding lead, and the Ouachita lead is cut down to 6. Tigers only 2 points so far in this quarter. Meanwhile, Harding cutting a little bit more into it with 5.
And really trying to stop their scoring run with this full court press here.
Harrison back out to Tipton. She'll take the opening, pull up from mid-range, and knock it down. That's double-digit points for Tipton tonight. Holt looking around the screen. She's picked up by Harrison. She'll take the 3. Off to the right side. Here's Robinson on the break. Trammell thought about the 3. Here's Tipton guarded closely by Williams. Robinson, she'll put it up there and falling to the court after an apparent injury. Hoping she's okay. Sanders, she's going to take a bit too many steps as it looks like Robinson's going to limp off the floor.
Yeah.
After a hard fall that time.
Kind of looked like maybe her leg slipped out from under her. She just kind of, I don't know, leg gave out maybe. We'll see. Hopefully everything's okay there.
And Robinson, she's got a history of injuries. Tipton's going to try to get it to Harrison. It will get to her, but Sanders is going to steal it up. A nice ball movement by Harding. And Stout's going to score on the break. So far, the Tigers having trouble breaking this Lady Bison press. And once again, it's going to be a steal inside. And Watson's going to grab her by the elbow. And maybe a little too much contact, but it's going to go for 2 for the Lady Bisons.
Yeah, they're definitely struggling getting around that full court press. And I think Harding's used to playing quick, so this is nothing new to them. And it's making the Tigers struggle.
Caden Porter in the game for the Tigers. Meanwhile, Maya Butler. Back to Heidi Robinson. She has a history of injury just 2 seasons ago with an ACL tear, but so far looks like she's walking up and around the bench. Just got the thumbs up from the athletic trainer, so it looks like she's gonna be okay, but that was a scary fall for her.
Yeah, it's definitely good to get some reassurance on that.
Watson, she'll take it back down herself after that one looked like it was going to go out of bounds. Harding, they trail by just 4. Ouachita looking for a score to end this run. Watson tries to get around, but can't get it to go over Reel. Reel, she'll pull up from way beyond the arc, and that's no good off the front of the rim. Tigers quickly, out to Tipton. On the break, ball bouncing around, and it's going to go back to Harding, but Ouachita able to get back in time. 5.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. Holt, left side. Back to Reel, back to Holt. Inside Butler, picked up by Harrison, and she's going to get that one to go. Harding on a bit of a run as now Ouachita's committed 4 turnovers in the past few minutes. Reel, a little too much contact that time on Watson. Foul's going to go against Harding. Emotions flying high in this one as both opposing fans starting to really get into it.
And Harding's now closed the gap to just 2. Ouachita's really going to have to pull away here.
Tigers in desperate need of a score. The Lady Bisons on a 6-0 run. Here's Porter curling around the screen. Tough screen from Smith, and she's going to get the layup, just can't get it to fall. Under 5 minutes to play here. The Lady Bisons on the break. Pull up from mid-range is no good. Tipton going to get it to Watson quickly. She's followed up by Williams. And Butler's going to be there to foul her. And you got to like that sportsmanship right there. Emotions flying high, but still, you can be a good sport. And right there, that's going to send us to a break. Tigers now up by just 2 here at the media timeout here in the second quarter. We'll be back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Berry & Turnage, we specialize in bringing the law to your corner. We are dedicated to understanding what results you want and to helping you understand what actions we can take on your behalf. With over 30 years of experience and a proven track record of success, Berry & Turnage is here to lead you down a path to the results you need. We will work with you every step of the way to make sure that you understand the choices you are making and feel empowered to make them. Berry & Turnage. Serious injuries require serious attorneys.
An action just about to resume here from Bill Vining Arena, but first, we've got another announcement about this women's basketball alumni reunion. Thank you to the Lady Tiger Basketball Alumni Group for their support of OSDN. And if you are a member of the 2008-2009 Lady Tiger basketball team, make sure to be here for that February 5th and 7th weekend, as you'll be being recognized by and alongside Ouachita Hall of Fame coach Gary Crowder, who will have at halftime with an interview. And the 2008 and 9 team will be recognized for their accomplishments for making it to the NCAA Division II tournament. If you were a team member of that 08-09 team, the alumni would love to hear from you. So make sure to text or call that number you see on the screen. And if you have any more questions about the reunion, make sure to make them out to Teresa Schaefer-Raymond at that phone number. Now out of the break, Ouachita is going to get it, looking to stop this Harding run. Tipton, the step back 3, and that's laces for her. The senior, the much needed run killer from deep. Here's Williams. Backdoor, Sanders. That pass is going to be blocked by Tipton. Great basketball IQ to instead guard the pass instead of the receiver there. Holt back in the game. Williams trying to get it in. She'll get it into Butler. Here's Sanders. Pass over to Holt. And she'll draw the contact, send her to the line for 2. And you saw right there, Sanders looked like she was trying to get it to Holt, but Butler got in the way. Either way, it got to the intended receiver, and she's going to get 2 free throws because of it.
And I feel like Sanders is a little smaller, only 5'5", so making those taller passes, I think, have been a little bit difficult, just trying to get around taller players. But because she is smaller, she's quick and very shifty, and I think that also plays her advantage.
And Maddie Holt, she'll knock them both down. Holt, a native of Bergman, Arkansas, was a high school teammate of current Ouachita sophomore Ruby Trammell, and we've heard lots of smack talk between the two, is what head coach Nick Long has been talking about. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first half. Inside here's Brooke Smith. Ouachita with the small ball lineup in. Smith thought about the 3. Crossover on Butler. And she's going to get blocked as she wanted to gain the contact and the foul, but instead it's going to go back the other way.
And I think fans were not very happy about that foul not being called.
Downhill, here's Holt. Can't get that one to go. And Brooke Smith will run the break for the Tigers. Over to Porter. She's got to keep it in bounds, but it's going to go back to Reel. Harding the other way. Out to Sanders. She's picked up by Watson. Williams the open 3. Off to the right side. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball, and that'll go back to the Tigers. Winfrey to pass it in. You start to see this full court press come back for Harding, and it's given Ouachita problems so far. Porter, she will get across half court with it. The screen from Smith is going to send Williams flying, and Winfrey's going to let it fly as well. The 3-point shot from Audrey Winfrey gives the Tigers a 6-point cushion.
And we see Heidi Robinson waiting to come in the game, so clearly not too bad of an injury for her.
Cameron, you know, one thing, you love the three, but man, you got to like a good screen, and Brooke Smith right there just setting a wall.
I mean, a brick wall. The player bounced right back off of her.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Williams. Reel, guarded by Smith. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Williams, the deep three. That one will be off to the right and out, and Tigers now quickly. Watson, she's guarded by Sanders. Loses it. Dive onto the floor. It'll stay with the Tigers. Great effort that time, though, by Reel to try to dive on top of it. Coming in now for the Lady Bisons is Stout, and for the Tigers is a healthy Heidi Robinson. Abby Harrison will be in for Smith as well, so the Tigers now going back to a little bit more size. Watson looking for the pass in. Up top, here's Winfrey. Porter looking for the entry pass to Harrison. Stout, she's done a great job that time today of guarding that high-low. Robinson, the step-back three is good. The Marmaduke native is going to get another one from deep, and she's got 8 tonight. 2 minutes left to play here in this first half. Williams, she's picked up by Harrison. Here's Holt into Stout. Backing down Harrison. Can't finagle that one in, and Ouachita trying to take another double-digit lead here. Winfrey in the corner. Here's Watson looking to get around Sanders. High-low inside, and she's going to draw the foul. Abby Harrison, you saw the good backside coverage from Harding, but Abby Harrison able to draw the contact there.
And typically, you know, she's able to still make the shot even with the contact. But either way, drawing the foul, like I said earlier, still successful.
Michaela Vation, she'll come into the game for Watson. Harrison taking her first 2 free throws of the night. She shoots 68.2% from that range. First one is no good. Abby Harrison, the native of Hernando, Mississippi, was a highly decorated player out of 6A in the Delta State. And that one's no good as well. They'll roll around and out. She's going to get an empty trip from the stripe. Here's Corey Sanders. So far tonight, no scores, but she's been active on defense. Sanders inside to Stout, and great vision by the floor general Sanders, and that's going to get a score. Harrison down court. Cross court to Robinson. Winfrey thought about the three. She'll drive. Tigers handing it off. Vation over Sanders. That's no good. And Harrison tried to get the rebound, but instead it's going to roll back to Sanders. Outside, Holt the open three. Knocks it down. Harding back to within 4, as there's only 3 seconds between the shot clock and game clock. Sanders, she's going to swipe it once again, but instead looks like she's going to step on the sideline, excuse me, and it'll stay with the Tigers. Shot clock did not reset. Now coming in for them is number 13, Amelia Rogers.
And Madeline Tipton in for the Tigers, Coach Long hoping to get it together here.
Ouachita, a chance to really tick this clock down, maybe keep Harding from getting a good shot on the other end. And that's exactly what Robinson is doing, just trying to hold it here for as much time as possible. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Tipton. And she took too many steps, and the official needed a nice little warning from head coach Tim Kirby to make sure that the right call was called.
That's definitely not the plan the Tigers had with that one.
And Tipton's going to head to the bench there. Just an unforced error, and that's going to give Harding a good opportunity to cut this lead down before the break. 4 seconds on the clock. Williams inside to Stout, and it's sent away. That's the end of the quarter off the swipe from Harrison, and your score at halftime. Ouachita 36, Harding 32. This game no shortages of excitement, Cameron.
Yeah, it's been very high intensity, both teams playing very fast and just trying to meet the competition of one another.
And we're going to send it to a quick break. And standing by with us is going to be Chris Babb, standing by with former Ouachita head coach and now Hall of Famer here at Ouachita, Gary Crowder. But first, send it to a break here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Welcome back to Bill Vining Arena on the campus of Ouachita Baptist University. The Domino's halftime show as the Ouachita Tigers lead Harding 36-32 in this Great American Conference matchup. Final home game before Christmas. Chris Babb here at halftime at the table, joined by a special guest, Gary Crowder. I guess we can say Ouachita Athletic Hall of Famer Gary Crowder.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. Hey, all honor and glory to God on that. I was fortunate enough to coach some outstanding young ladies here at Ouachita, talented players. I had some great assistant coaches, Jason Jones for 10 years, helped build some great programs for us. So, yeah, it's just exciting to be here to watch this game. It's a very good game. Harding and Ouachita, the Tigers playing well.
I do remember, for those of you who are not familiar with our history, my first year at Ouachita as a freshman was your first year as a women's basketball coach. And then when I came back as SID, worked together for 5 more years, so 10 years there. And I do remember a Ouachita Harding game that was a little bit higher scoring than this. I believe it was a 108-106 game.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And we hit 18 threes in that game.
Yeah.
I think we were 18 for 31 or something like that.
Yeah.
We couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop us. It was just whoever had the ball last.
What year was that?
That was our Sweet 16 season. Yes, it was. It was 2008-2009 year.
That's why I wanted to bring up that game, because each halftime when we have an alum in, or we have some announcements that Teresa Schaefer-Raymond sends us, head of the alumni group. Isaac has read a couple of those, but they have a good nucleus of women's basketball alumni going back to the days of the Tigerettes, from the years that you were here. And they've had a really good response of bringing those together in February of each year, and this one's February 5th and the 7th. But one of the things they're trying to do is recognize that 2008-2009 Sweet 16 team. And I know when I had mentioned that to you a few weeks ago, you said you've reached out to some of those, I was going to say girls. That's what they were 20-something years ago. But I know that's got to be an exciting for your group to think back on those memories.
Yeah, yes, that was a very special season for us. And first of all, let me say the ladies that are doing this, Teresa and all the rest of them that have worked real hard, it's greatly appreciated. But the fact that every year they bring in the Ouachita Tigers, former players, Tigerettes, Lady Tigers, and it's a real neat thing. And we get to come to a game and get to reminisce about the great days of the past. But the 2008-2009 team was very special. One of the things that made it special was the season we had before. We had a lot of disciplinary issues, and we had some dismissals and lost a lot of key players, and we had the worst season I ever had as a coach. We went 5-22, and then we had a great recruiting class and came back, and it was the greatest turnaround in the NCAA that year. We won, went to the Sweet 16, won 23 games, and and lost a heartbreaker to Delta State by 1 point, or would have been in the Elite Eight. And we think we'd have made the Final Four because Delta State won pretty easy in their first Elite Eight game. But that was a very, very talented team, a very young team. The thing about it, we played about 10 players. When the kids come to the bench, we didn't even tell them who was starting. They just all knew, hey, my name's called, I'm ready. And whether it was at the start of the game or 5 minutes in, we were very hard to scout. I had many coaches come to me and say, we don't know who you're starting. Everybody was averaging like 8 or 10 points a game, and all playing about 20 minutes. And we were just very difficult to prepare for. But that was a very talented special team that season, no doubt.
And when you think back on those, you think of the young ladies that were on your team, and I know that part of coaching and you, and I know Nick Long, you worked with Tim Kirby when he was at Harding. You guys coached against each other for a while, but it comes down to relationships, and that's what this alumni group is trying to do, try to rekindle some of those relationships that women who played in the 60s under Coach Moffitt, who played in the 90s and 2000s under you, can all have that common bond of playing women's basketball at Washington.
Yes, that's a great thing about it. And there were some great teams, the Tigerette teams in the AAU days, finishing in the top 5 in the country. I mean, we literally had the top players in America playing right here at Washington. The ones that would be playing at the Connecticut's, Tennessee's, places like that today, we're playing right here at Washington. And that's a great thing for the program. And the fact that they're still a part of the program is just awesome. And we'll look forward to seeing many of them again here in early February.
Well, Coach Crowder, thanks. For those of you who are wanting to get involved in that group, if you have any questions about the reunion, which will be February 5th and 7th, it's a Thursday and a Saturday game. A reminder that it's a Pink Out weekend to bring awareness for breast cancer. Any funds raised that weekend through donations will be given to the Lori Partridge Jeremiah 2911 Endowed Scholarship that's awarded yearly to a current women's basketball player at Washita. If you have any questions, contact Teresa Schaefer-Raymond at 713-293-2944. You can also go to Facebook, and the Washita Baptist Women's Basketball Alumni Group can give you all the information there as well. Well, Coach, we didn't plan on this, but I saw you sitting down there with Preston, and I said, let's just get on and talk about that team and this alumni group.
Well, it's always a lot of fun. Anytime. Thanks for having me, Chris. It's great to see the Washita women's team off to a great start this year. They've won 6 straight. Hopefully they can get number 7 tonight.
All right, Gary, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back with more of the Domino's halftime show and the Java Primo stat recap after this time out on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law.
Let Domino's cure your cravings by ordering online, calling us at 246-3131, or dropping by and seeing us on Pine Street in Arkadelphia. Join Domino's Rewards and begin earning rewards in just 2 visits. Check out our $6.99 mix and match and make the whole family happy. You might as well throw in a stuffed crust pizza, a sandwich, pasta, stuffed cheesy bread while you're at it. Check out other deals on our app or at Domino's.com.
OSDN is Washita's student sports media program in the Rogers Department of Communications. OSDN brings over 100 Tiger Home athletic events and other content to your devices each school year. OSDN is funded by advertising and generous gifts from supporters. If you'd like to support the students of OSDN through a tax-deductible donation, visit obu.edu/give and indicate OSDN in the provided field. If your business would like to advertise on an OSDN broadcast, email us at osdn@obu.edu. Thanks for watching, and go Tigers!
At Knight Insurance Professionals, we offer local expertise, a professional experience, and the attention to detail that you deserve. Knight Insurance Professionals offers a comprehensive list of commercial and personal insurance products and can fit their products to your needs. Insurance can be complicated. Let us take care of it for you. It's the assurance you're looking for when it comes to protecting what's important to you. Knight Insurance Professionals at 10th and Caddo in Arkadelphia. 870-246-3700. Local, professional, personal.
Make Print Mania in downtown Arkadelphia your...
And welcome back here to the Washita Sports Digital Network. And let me remember the name of this halftime segment because I always forget the right name. It is the Java Primo game summary and stat recap. Thank you to our sponsors, Java Primo, for all that they do for us, whether it's providing food or if it's just providing support. And Cameron, in this game so far, I mean, you've seen 2 fast-paced teams really show exactly why they play at the pace that they play at.
Yeah, I think Harding has really come out and given Washita some trouble just with how fast they play. They've been able to move the ball around the arc, create plays. Their only issue has really been their shot consistency. But other than that, just coming out really, guns a-blazing.
And tonight, the main scorer for both teams, first for Harding, it's been Maya Butler. She's a player that doesn't exactly play too many minutes for this team, but the height that she's been able to achieve and also be able to get around a lot of screens around Abby Harrison, that's given her 6 points. Meanwhile, though, it's just been inside dominance for Harding tonight, as well as Kennedy Stout's got 8. Meanwhile for Washita, is Madeline Tipton, 13 points, kind of back to business for the senior out of Valonia.
Yeah, I think she's been tired of not getting score as much as she usually does. She's got 13 points on the night so far, 6 rebounds, really just making a statement throughout the whole game.
And you've got to like this Harding response to Washita's dominance over these past few games, which for Washita, they've had so many weapons. They've had the ability to really find their spots with multiple different players. You saw Robinson and Tipton have a great game 2 matchups ago, but then now UAM tried to focus in on Tipton and Robinson, and that's when you had the ability to go to Harrison. Harding, that zone so far has done a good job of keeping Washita on their toes and kind of forcing them to go to multiple different options. There's not one player tonight that has really been characterized as the number one option. Obviously, Tipton's getting her spots, but a lot of those have been self-created for her because she's had to do what she needs to do to be that team leader, to be that leading scorer.
And I think it's so important to not rely solely on one person, because there are going to be times like that when your lead scorer can't be the MVP of the night. So it's important to have other players that you can rely on, and I think that's something that we see in this Tiger team.
Madeline Tipton to go with those 13 points, also with 6 rebounds. She's on double-double watch tonight, and already seeing that from her. And also Allie Makeda, 5 rebounds and 4 points for the Lady Bisons. They've spread the scoring around. We talked about that before the game, that this team doesn't have that number one scorer. It has been a lot of Josie Williams and Corey Sanders tonight, but Josie Williams only 4 points. Corey Sanders a goose egg, but Harding is still in this one because they've found a way to adjust and score on the inside.
Yeah, I think a lot of their scores have been from creating plays and driving to the basket when they need to.
Now, looking around the Great American Conference, there's a couple games to look for. Obviously, Northwestern, it's a runaway for them against Southern Nazarene. And then on top of that, some other close ones that I don't have the score for right now, Cameron. I was actually going to go down the other way, but I actually do not have the score for all those games. It's hard to pull them all up. But Arkansas Tech, they are leading 30-19 at UAM. So, and Northwestern, they lead at SNU. And so, I'm also getting the sound in my ear right now, Cameron, so you can kind of hear that.
Yeah.
And Henderson leading in a close one over SAU, 34-30 at halftime. All these games at halftime because they all did start at 5:30. And then for Southeastern Oklahoma State versus Southwestern, it's 31-25 in favor of the Savage Storm. In ECU, they also lead 42-28. So thank you to Gavin Wallace. Oklahoma Baptist leads over ECU. Thank you to Gavin Wallace for telling me in my headset. The scores going on tonight in the Great American Conference. We've got about 2 minutes before the game starts back up here in the second half. We'll be right back here on the Washita Sports Digital Network.
At Capital Technology Group, we make your technology our priority. Our team of experts can become your outsourced IT department, solving problems even before you know about them. We provide and maintain everything from servers and network infrastructure to printers and digital copiers. As a family business with over 80 years of history in Little Rock, you can trust Capital Technology Group to be your business technology partner. If you're ready to get your IT in order, visit captg.com and sign up for a free consultation.
Arkadelphia's newest entertainment option is open and ready for business. Tee Time Sims brings world-class indoor golf simulators to Arkadelphia, allowing you to practice, play, and perfect your swing in a comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page to learn about our monthly tournaments, closest to the pin showdowns and long drive battles. Learn more and book your tee time at teetimegolfarkansas.com.
And welcome back here to Bill Vining Arena. Just around 40 seconds before we continue play here in the second half. The Tigers lead 36-32. And that's because of the efforts of Madeline Tipton, the unsung leader of this team this season, coming into this one averaging just around 17 points a game. She's got 13 tonight.
And I think another thing about her is that it doesn't just come down to the points she makes herself. You know, she helps out her teammates. She brings an energy to the court that the team needs. And she just has fun. You can tell, you know, by the way she, like you said earlier, she blew a kiss to the bench after she scored. She just has fun with it, and I think that's the most important part about her.
And Tipton, one of the top wings in the Great American Conference coming into this one. And in her final year with the Tigers, she's been a 4-year starter, but looking to make an impact with only her second trip to the GAC tournament. The pass in here, and here's Corey Sanders to start for the Lady Bisons. They trail by 4. Josie Williams back to Sanders. Sanders, Williams the open 3. And that one's good to start off the half. And Ouachita, they only lead by 1 after Josie Williams gets around the screen and puts it in.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to create some movement and some plays here if they want to pull away this lead.
Here's Robinson looking to respond. She'll pull up from mid-range. And that one will rattle out. Rebound that time goes to Makeda. Harding a chance to take their first lead since 2-0. Here's Stout, pass to Sanders, corner 3, and that one's good for her. Harding back up by 2 as Corey Sanders gets her first points of the game.
And, you know, Sanders and Williams are not the players you want to leave wide open for those deep shots.
Winfrey back to Robinson. Tigers, they need a response here. Tipton inside to Harrison. She's double teamed and it's stolen by Sanders. Running the break, bounce pass inside to Makeda. That one's no good. Heidi Robinson fights for the rebound. Tigers force the miss, now looking here. Robinson, they're gonna give it to her and she's gonna take it. Harrison on the rebound. And they're gonna say last touched by Ouachita. Maybe some deliberation, and it looks like it is gonna stay with the Tigers actually.
And you know, we've got some unhappy Ouachita fans. But you know, you'll never be completely happy with the officials.
That one's swatted and it goes right back to the Lady Bisons. Sanders on the break. Hand off to Holt. And that one's good. Harding up by 4, their largest lead of the game now. Completely different response between both teams. Tigers so far an 0 to start this half. Here's Robinson. Back out to Winfrey. Here's Tipton in the corner. Step back, and that one's swatted away. Makeda on the break. Can they get back to get her? And they can't. Allie Makeda is going to give the Tigers is going to put the Tigers down by 6. Ouachita has yet to score. Meanwhile, Harding on a 10-0 run.
Not a good start in the half for the Tigers. This is something that's going to have to change.
7.5 minutes remaining in the third. Robinson around the screen. Back to Harrison. And she's taken it. That's taken away from her. Williams. Back to Makeda. Cross court. Open 3 for Holt. That one will bounce out. Rebound back to Holt. And that's a charge. Great effort play by Caden Porter. And right there is exactly what you need to take some momentum away. Timeout called by head coach Nick Long. He wants to talk to his team. Lady Bison's on a 10-0 run. We'll be right back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Arkadelphia's newest entertainment option is open and ready for business. Tee Time Sims brings world-class indoor golf simulators to Arkadelphia, allowing you to practice, play, and perfect your swing in a comfortable setting. Check out our Facebook page to learn about our monthly tournaments, closest to the pin showdowns and long drive battles. Learn more and book your tee time at teetimegolfarkansas.com.
And back here at Bill Vining Arena. Goodness gracious, guys. Lost my words there for a second. But Ouachita trails by 6 after the Lady Bison start off this second half on a 10-0 run. Cameron, we've just not seen the offense to match what has been an incredible offensive outburst from this Lady Bison's team.
Yeah, and we've talked about how Ouachita has been on a 6-win streak, and so they're not really exhibiting tonight, or at least so far in this half, what has got them that win streak. That's something they're going to have to change, especially if they want to keep that clean record. They're going to have to figure something out here.
In basketball, a game of runs, but right here, this 3 minutes has characterized everything that Harding has really been able to do to take advantage. Finally, those shots falling for them, and finally, Ouachita figuring out that if Harding's going to make those shots, then it's going to be hard for them to win. Winfrey's going to give it into Watson. Tigers here need a score if they want to stop this run.
And hopefully coming out of the timeout, they'll be able to shift some momentum here.
Watson in the corner. Here's Winfrey. You see the Tigers trying to take advantage of this mismatch. Sanders on Tipton. She's going to draw the foul. Makeda getting a little too rough that time with Tipton. Makeda, that's her second personal. Pass into Robinson. Watson, she'll try to drive, but take it back out. Winfrey. She'll pick up her dribble, hand off to Watson. 6 on the shot clock. She'll take it inside on Holt. Step back mid-range is going to roll in for her. And that right there is exactly what you need if you want to stop a run. Sanders out to Holt. Harding trying to respond. They only lead by 4. Stout backing down Harrison. Out to Makeda. That one's no good off the front of the rim, and it's going to go out of bounds. Ouachita basketball, and the Tigers here a chance to cut more into this lead. Samantha Watson, she's been the difference maker so far. She got those 2 points and then was able to play good defense on the other end. Tigers now a chance to cut in.
And she only has 4 points on the night, but just stepping up when her team needs her is what's important.
The pass out to Robinson. The three's no good. Last touch by Tipton. It'll go back to the Lady Bisons. Madeline Tipton, great effort trying to get that rebound. Just not the right positioning there.
Just really showing some fight. And this is a point where the Tigers are going to have to fight if they want to get this lead back and take the game.
Here's Williams on the right side. She's guarded by Robinson. Back over to Sanders. Inside to Butler. Tries to get around and can't get it to go on the right side. Good defense by Abby Harrison. Trying to get it to Watson. And just a miscommunication between two players as Tipton just going to walk off there.
And I think probably more frustrated with herself there than with her teammate, just with the miscommunication and her making that mistake.
You got to say good move by head coach Nick Long to take Tipton out there, get her a little bit of a cool down after that play. Did not look like she was very happy following it. Winfrey on the poke away. She'll take it back. Out to Watson. She'll take the deep shot. No good in front of the rim. And it's going to go back to the Lady Bisons. Good effort that time by Winfrey on the steal. Here's Sanders following the Ouachita breakaway. She's picked up by Winfrey here. Williams looking off the roll. She'll take the mid-range shot. No good over Hubbard. Trammell on the rebound. Here's Robinson. Tigers looking for a make going into the media timeout. Here's Hubbard. Trying to get around Butler. And she took too many steps. Bree Hubbard's going to commit the travel, and that's going to send us to a break. Harding, they lead 42-38 with 4:40 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll be right back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. back to action in just a bit here from Bill Vining Arena. And so far, Ouachita trying to get back into this one following an early 10-0 run from the Lady Bisons. And recently, Cameron, both teams really struggling to score in this second half.
And Ouachita just even more so in this quarter. Hopefully they can turn it around, but if not, this might be, you know, what makes the difference between a win and a loss.
The Lady Bisons also on a bit of a drought of their own. They've missed all 4 of their last 4 shots. And since that 10-0 run, have been completely scoreless. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, it hasn't been much better. They've only scored 2 points in all 6 minutes and 20 seconds of this third quarter. Here's Corey Sanders down the court. She'll hand it off to Williams. Looking on the roll, she'll take the shot from the elbow and it'll roll out. Bree Hubbard on the rebound, Tigers quickly the other way. Watson looking for a teammate. She'll get it to Vation. She'll take it inside, the step through. And they're gonna say Sanders, the foul on the floor. So the Tigers will get the pass in here. Watson inside to Vation and a nice cut by the freshman. And Ouachita is going to cut the Harding lead to 2.
A nice play there. That's going to be her first 2 points of the night.
Handoff. Here's Holt. Whistle blown away from the ball. That's going to be on Ruby Trammell. That's her second foul of the game. That'll be also second team foul, so it'll no bonus for quite a while. Pass in by Williams. Out to Sanders. Takes it inside. Pass out, and it's going to be stolen by Watson. One-on-one on the break. Can't get it to go. Great defense that time from Real. Inside, here's Butler, backing down Hubbard. No good off the bottom of the rim, and Holt's gonna get it following a play there. Williams, she'll draw the contact, send her to the line for 2. Audrey Winfrey gambled that time, and that's enough for Williams to earn a trip to the line.
But still, good effort showing some aggression there.
Platoon swap for Ouachita, an entire new 5 on the court. That's Madeline Tipton, Caden Porter, Brooke Smith, Heidi Robinson, and the woman in the middle is going to be Abby Harrison.
You know, Coach Long gave Madeline Tipton a minute to cool off, so hopefully she's done so and she's able to get back in the right headspace.
Williams, she'll get the first one to go. Native of Conway, Arkansas, attended Conway Christian, and shoots just under 85% on the season from the stripe, knocks them both down. Harding lead back up to 4. Here's Robinson taking the ball down the court. Smith handoff back to Robinson. Thought about the 3. Here's Tipton. She's picked up by Real, and she's gonna fall on the floor, and Harding will take it the other way. Williams, she'll draw the contact, send her to the line for 2 more. And Madeline Tipton walks back down the court. Williams, she just made 2 on her last trip to the stripe. We'll see if she can go 2 for 2 again. First one is up and good for the Conway native. Williams, the 2024 GAC Freshman of the Year. Last year was a GAC All-Tournament player as well. Second shot is up and good for her. And now 4 free throws in a row and 4 makes, and that's going to put Harding up by 6. Porter to Harrison, inside to Smith. And she'll take the contact from Sanders. And that's going to send her to the line. A tough fall from Smith, but she looks to shake it off easy.
Yeah, I was going to say she had a bit of a hard fall there, but just got right back up.
Smith on the season, shooting 71.4% from the line. Substitution coming in for Harding is number 13, Amelia Rogers. Rogers very close to home. She's the native of Hot Springs, was a graduate of Lakeside High School. Smith, the first shot is up and good for her. On the season, Brooke Smith, not a player that's going to give you 20 every night, but a player that, just an energy basketball player averaging just over 3 rebounds, and she knocks them both down.
And we see some strength from her too, going back to that screen from earlier.
See Ouachita going with the 1-3-1 with Brooke Smith at the top. Handoff, here's Rogers. Back to Reel, she's got the open 3. No good off the right side, Rogers on the rebound. The step through in the make. And a great effort by the Hot Springs native.
Great play there, and really got the Harding crowd amped up with that one.
Here's Porter, Tigers break the press. Robinson, she's picked up by Holt. 2:20 here in the third quarter. Robinson around the screen. Outside to Smith. Under 10 on the shot clock. Puts up the tough contested shot. Harrison on the rebound. It's going to be a jump ball. And it'll go back to the Tigers.
And still trailing by 6. They're going to have to make something happen here.
Good effort that time by Abby Harrison to get the rebound over Butler. And it'll stay with Ouachita. Robinson, the quick 3, and that one's not going to hit the rim. So it'll turn over back to Harding on the short shot clock. 2:01 left here. Harding a chance to make it their biggest lead of the match. Here's Williams, picked up by Porter. Holt, she'll take the 3. No good far on the far side, and Brooke Smith on the rebound. Cross court, Tipton, she's got the open tray. That one's long. Brooke Smith. Whistle blown. We'll see where the foul went on. Might have been on Smith on the over the back there. Lady Bisons, just around a minute and a half remaining here in the quarter. Williams, here's Makeda. Stopped up, looking for a teammate. And that's a whistle blown, held ball as Makeda can't get a teammate to get it to, and that's a turnover for Harding. Much needed for Ouachita.
Yeah, good shift in the game for them. They're just gonna have to take this and do something with it.
Tipton down the court. Harrison taking it on Williams, and it's good. The tough bucket by the native of Hernando, Mississippi, and she's gonna cut the lead to 4. Just a little over a minute here in the third period of play. Makeda, she'll take the 3, and it's good. Saw the weak defense from Smith, and she decides she's gonna just take that matter into her own hands.
Yeah, it just feels like every time Ouachita gets to close the gap just a little bit more, the Bison are able to come back with something.
She'll take the mid-range shot, and that's good for Abby Harrison. She's had the past 2 scores for the Tigers.
And she's gonna move up to double digit in points.
Just around 6.5 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Harding with the ball. Rogers guarded by Tipton. Inside, Butler picked up by Smith. Rogers gets it to Holt, and that's going to send Maddie Holt to the line. 14 seconds, excuse me, just around 15 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Stout will come in for Butler. First one is good for Holt. Second one is up, and that one's also good. Harding, they lead by 7 here.
Just continuing to put Ouachita further in a hole.
Reel, she'll come in for Holt. Shot clock is off. Ouachita gonna look to hold it for the last shot. Robinson, shot from the top of the key, no good. Harding a chance for the final shot now. Quick shot, Williams got it, but no good off the front of the rim. Harding trying to go up by double digits before the final quarter. Your score going into the final quarter, Lady Bisons 53, Ouachita 46. We'll be right back here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Chicken Express is a proud supporter of not just the Badgers, but all things Arkadelphia, from elementary to college, and from community activities to church groups. Chicken Express is always willing to support and assist the people in our town. The next time you visit Chicken Express, thank them for their involvement in our community, and definitely don't leave without getting a cup of their Chicken E sweet tea. Located right off exit 73, stop by Chicken Express for your next meal.
Victory doesn't just happen on game day. It's earned in the sweat, the silence, the prep. No crowd, no lights, just focus. Because when something unexpected happens like an accident, you need a team that's ready. I've been fighting for clients for over 30 years. There's a reason we're still in the game. And at Taylor King Law, we don't just show up.
We win. On your side, by your side. The winning side.
Fourth quarter upcoming here in this matchup between the Harding Lady Bisons and the Ouachita Tigers. And so far in this one, the home team relinquishing an early lead in that third quarter. And now here, they're going to need to get past a 7-point mountain here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think that third quarter is something that's really set them back in the game as a whole. They're going to have to really make some stuff happen here and get it back.
Ouachita outscored 21-10 in that third period. We'll see what happens here after the pass into Sanders. Here's Makeda, top of the key. She's picked up by Winfrey. Back to Williams. Here's Holt, 10 seconds on the shot clock, feed inside to Stout. Shot over Harrison, that one rolls out. Madeline Tipton on the rebound. Here's Robinson. She'll get the screen from Harrison, back to Harrison. Elbow three, no good off the front of the rim. Stout on the rebound, Harding back the other way. Williams, she'll take it inside, kick out to McRae. Makeda, rebound to Holt. And Stout, she'll grab the board and she'll also draw the foul that time. A foul on the floor, so no shots here. Here's Williams looking for the pass in. Has to throw it up to Stout. Holt around the screen. She's picked up by Tipton. Back to Williams. Stout. Whistle blown. Foul away from the ball. That one's on Audrey Winfrey. That's her first personal foul. And that's a tough break. That'll reset the shot clock back to 20. Harding another chance from under the basket. Out to Williams. She's picked up by Watson. Williams, that one's stolen away. Great coverage of the pick and roll for the Tigers, and they've got possession here. Watson inside, she'll pull up for mid-range over Stout, and just can't get the shot to go over the much taller defender. 8.5 minutes to play in this one. No scores yet here in the quarter. Holt back out to Williams. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Stout tries to get it inside, whistle blown. That one's going to be on the floor. They're going to call it on Watson.
Slow start here in this quarter, and that's not what the Tigers want.
Seeing a lot of back and forth physicality-wise, as you've got two fouls away from the ball on 2 consecutive possessions. Inside, that's stolen away by Tipton. Followed up by Sanders, and Corey Sanders is going to get whistled for the foul. Sanders absolutely flabbergasted by the call. Is right there, she's trying to pull a little Grand Theft Alvarado there.
Yeah, it seems to get It's getting pretty intense in here between players and fans.
And Harding and Ouachita, a storied rivalry, almost as storied as the one with the team across the street. Watson over to Tipton, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Inside, Harrison, she'll grab it. And that one's blocked. Great defense by Stout. It'll stay with the Tigers. And coming in for the Lady Bisons is Real. She'll be in for what looks to be a limping Allie Makeda. Whistle blown. Looks like the referees want to talk something over. Back to Watson. She should be the one to pass it in. And that's another whistle as Tipton's going to draw the foul. That one's going to go against Rogers.
Still just some roughness on the court out there.
A low-scoring affair so far, as Ouachita only 46 points. Tipton, the contact on the mid-range. That one's going to stay here. More contact down low. That one's going to go against Stout, it looks like. Harding fans irate after that call.
Yeah, I mean, just enraged.
Robinson, she'll take it back out under the basket. Here's Harrison. And she'll just throw it away. Williams will take it away. No scores yet in the quarter. Here's Stout on the inside, picked up by Tipton, and she's going to get the easy bucket. The size mismatch exploited. And here's Ouachita. Watson out to Robinson, excuse me. Here's Harrison backing down Stout. The spin move. That's going to go back to Harding, a chance to go up by double digits. Holt over Robinson. Whistle blown, and that's going to be a blocking foul on the Marmaduke native, and that's going to send Holt to the line for two. A scrappy bit of time here in this fourth quarter, and while there's been very few scoring, that goes in favor of the Lady Bisons, who right here hold the lead and are content to just let this game go out without much scoring.
And for Ouachita, every minute here is very crucial. They need to turn something around here. Sorry, guys.
Well, I was just going to say, Trammell coming in for Watson. See the emotions running high for Watson as she heads to the bench. Holt, first free throw is up for her, and that's in. Harding, their largest lead of the game now, up to 10. Second one coming up for Holt, and that one's good as well. She goes 2 for 2 at the line, and the Tigers now staring down an 11-point hole. Here's Heidi Robinson. Left side looking for the screen. Driving on Williams. Shot up over her, and that's no good. Butler on the rebound. Harding a chance to add to this massive lead. Williams inside to Butler. Backing down Harrison. That one's blocked. And it'll go back to Ouachita after the incredible defensive possession that time for Harrison.
And there's still plenty of time for Ouachita to come out of this 11-point deficit, but it's just going to be a matter of stopping Harding as well.
Looks like head coach Tim Kirby going to call a timeout here, and we'll take a quick break. Ouachita trails by 11 here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
At Ouachita, we're excited to partner with the Arkansas Baptist Foundation, which offers many benefits to alumni and friends, and we want to tell you about one of those.
I'm Dylan McLean, and a proud alumni, and I serve as the Vice President and Attorney at the Arkansas Baptist Foundation. The foundation proudly serves as Ouachita's play and giving partner, so if you're considering leaving
And welcome back after the quick commercial there. The officials going to the monitor here to check out a play. Looks like here maybe want to check on that shot clock. Looking at that past score from Butler. Maybe looking to see who it went off of. And so this actually a very important possession for both teams. You see there the shot. It touched, looked like it did touch reel, but also Tipton also got a hand on it, but that one not conclusive. So we'll see if the referees are going to change or overturn the call. For anyone that watches, for anyone with that doesn't know the rules of replay, the call on the court right now is out of bounds on Harding, so it has to be inconclusively out on Ouachita for the call to be overturned. We'll see what the officials say here. Some more deliberation. And looks like here it's going to go to Harding. And that's that timeout well spent by head coach Tim Kirby to try to review that play. And so the Lady Bisons are going to retain possession. And with this 11-point lead, Cameron, a break that the Tigers just do not want here.
Right, I was going to say this is a very important moment in a game like this.
Rogers, the pass in, it's going to go to Butler. Hand off to Williams. Picked up by Winfrey. In the corner, here's Rogers. Cross court. Here's Reel. Williams driving. Has to get a shot up. Mid-range shot over Winfrey is good. Josie Williams starting to heat up now. She's got 13 in the game. Here's Robinson. Harding, 13-point lead, their largest of the game. Tipton inside to Harrison and can't get the easy shot to go, and she's going to draw the foul on the rebound. Abby Harrison, she'll head to the line for 2 more. Earlier today went 0 for 2 from there.
And we typically don't see her miss shots from the block like that. She's been pretty consistent this game and just the season so far.
And Watson going to come in for Robinson. It looks like Bree Hubbard standing by to come in for the shooter. First shot is up and good for Harrison. And Corey Sanders standing by for Harding. She's got 4 fouls in this one, but head coach Tim Kirby's content to put her back in, but the second one is no good. So substitutions will have to wait. Hand off to Williams. She's guarded by Watson. Here's Holt, picked up by Trammell. The drive around, and that's a foul. Abby Harrison, too much contact, and that's going to send her to the line. Harrison, that's her 3rd foul of the game. Substitutions now. Sanders coming in for Harding, and Bree Hubbard in for Ouachita. Tigers trying to go with a little bit more shooting in this lineup, especially when you trail by double digits here.
Yeah, it's definitely something they need. And also just, you know, being a little more delicate, maybe trying to back off on the fouls and giving them opportunities for free throws.
Holt 6 for 6, now 7 for 7 after that first make. Second one coming up for her, and that'll roll out. 7 for 8 from the stripe today for Maddie Holt. Here's Watson. She'll pick up her dribble. She needs a teammate here. Trammell thought about it over Sanders. She'll take it inside. Tough bucket is no good hanging in midair, but Watson the tough rebound. Trammell, corner 3. That one's no good. Being pulled to the ground is Madeline Tipton. No fouls called on the play. Williams, she'll draw the contact, but instead it's going to go against the Lady Bisons. Charge called on Williams, and Audrey Winfrey will draw it there. Tigers, they trail by 13, in need of a score with only 1 point in this 4th quarter. Tipton out to Hubbard. She'll think about the 3 instead, take it inside, and just can't get it to fall. Ouachita only 11 points total in this second half, contrary to Harding's 28.
And taking it inside is something they're normally very strong at, but they just haven't been able to hit those shots.
Here's Holt over to Williams. She'll take it inside. Out to Reel. 5 on the shot clock, mid-range shot will roll out for a Ruby Trammell rebound. Here's Watson quickly on the break. Winfrey, open 3 for her, and she's gonna lean into it for a make. That's a much needed 3-point shot for Audrey Winfrey, and that's her second make of the night and only 2 shots.
And hopefully this can kind of shift some momentum here for the Tigers and get them back in their groove.
Sanders, she'll draw the contact, and that's gonna send us to another break. Well, actually, I don't think it will. No media timeout here as Corey Sanders is gonna head to the line for 2. First one is up and good for her. Corey Sanders on the season. She shoots 77.3%. Also 3rd in the conference in steals per game at 2.3. Second one is up, and that'll rattle out. They're gonna call a lane violation. So it's gonna give another shot to Corey Sanders and a tough break for the Tigers. And that one is good on the second try for Sanders. So the Harding lead back to 12. Hubbard on the break. And she'll get that easy one to fall. Tiger lead cut back, Harding lead cut back down to 10. Under 4 minutes to play here. Here's Williams. The drive, she'll take the mid-range shot, and that's laces for her.
See, Ouachita needs to not only gain points of their own, but stop Harding from gaining points. I mean, they just keep digging themselves deeper.
And when you've got a player like Josie Williams on the other side who has been energetic from mid-range to say the least tonight, it's hard. Hubbard, the 3's no good, and it's gonna go to Sanders.
And just no Ouachita attempt to rebound really on that one.
Reel the 3, and that's a silencer for the Tigers. Harding, 15 points is their largest lead of the night. And Ouachita just trying to get some momentum here. Trammell, she'll take it inside on Williams. She'll pick it up and draw the foul. Foul gonna go against Josie Williams. That's her second foul of the game. Officials deliberating here. We'll see what the decision is. And it looks like they're going to head to the monitor, or at the very least going to talk it over with the head coach, Tim Kirby. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Officials coming over to the monitor. We'll take a quick look at this last play. And they're looking to see who the foul was on. Said it went against Josie. I said it went against Josie Williams, but also in that general vicinity was Allie Reel. See, Reel, she got all ball with her hand, so most likely if it is going to be a foul, it's going to have to go against Williams, but either way, it looked like a solid, clean defensive possession for the Lady Bisons. Maybe a little bit of contact from Williams there. Officials have already made their decision. We'll see what they go with here. And Josie Williams, she'll be the one whistled for the foul, so that is her second foul of the game. And that's going to send Trammell to the line here for 2. We already mentioned it earlier today, but Ruby Trammell, the native of Bergman, Arkansas, playing opposite of former high school teammate Maddie Holt. First shot is up and good for her. And Bergman, back in 2022, had an undefeated season and won that state championship. And both Trammell and Holt members of that team. Trammell, she'll head to the bench.
And with 2 good shots that were very needed for the team.
3 minutes to play. Tigers need a stop if they want to cut into this Harding lead. Handoff, here's Josie Williams. Lady Bison's wisely holding it here, trying to take all of the shot clock. Sanders, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Drive inside, kick out, reel the open 3. That's no good off the front of the rim. Rebound's gonna go here, and that's gonna be a foul on the Tigers. Kennedy Stout gonna get on top of the rebound. And that's just not what you want if you're a team like Ouachita, Cameron.
Not at all, and it kind of seems that players are getting frustrated and kind of getting in their head. That's something they're going to have to brush off and just really try to make a difference here.
Stout in this one made both of her free throws on her last trip to the line in the first half. That first one is good. Stout, she's got 11 points to go with her 6 rebounds on the day. Second one is up and good for her as well. Perfect trip to the line for her, and Harding up by 15. Robinson, the mid-range pull-up. That one's good. Good, clean possession for Robinson. And we'll see here if Ouachita can defend. Harding going to look to pass it around, try to take all of this shot clock. Just 2 minutes remaining in this contest. Williams, the drive, the pull from mid-range. That one's off the back of the rim, and Heidi Robinson gets the rebound. Tigers a chance to cut it here to within 10. Robinson, she'll pull up from deep. No good, off to the right side, and it's going to go out of bounds. Heidi Robinson trying to cut the lead for Ouachita down, to cut the lead for Harding back down to 10. Abby Harrison, she'll head to the bench. In for her is Brooke Smith. You see Ouachita now moving to more of a small ball lineup, trying to get a little bit quicker. Here's Sanders. Crossover on Watson. Holt, handoff to Williams. Inside to Stout. They're going to whistle Brooke Smith for the foul away from the ball. And that's enough to send the team into the bonus, and Harding will get 2 free throws here. Stout, she's 4 for 4 on the day, looking to go 6 for 6 here.
And again, just not what the Tigers needed at this point in the game.
That'll bounce in for her. Lead back to 14. Kennedy Stout, she's been a big part of this Henderson. Yeah, man, I'm saying every team but the right one. Harding attack is now 6 free throws made for her on the day.
It's this lack of sleep.
I guess that's what it is. We'll see. Watson out to Tipton. She'll take the 3 quickly and can't get that one to go. She was fouled on the shot, so that's enough to send her to the line for 3. And Corey Sanders, that'll be the day for her. 5 fouls will send her to the bench. And Madeline Tipton looking to make 3 free throws here. Just over a minute remaining here. It would take nothing short of a miracle for Ouachita to mount a comeback down 15 here. First one is good. And Tipton, a very decorated player out of Valonia, Arkansas. But on top of that, the first Ouachita player to win GAC Player of the Week since the 2023-24 season. Won that award back in week 2 of the year. And all 3 free throws are good for her. Ouachita now trailing by 12.
And I held my tongue in saying it, but she is a very consistent free throw shooter.
And that's going to be a foul on Tipton. Looked like it was incidental, just fell right on top of Holt. But even though it's going to send her to the line for 2. Excuse me, it was not Holt that was fouled on the play. It was Reel. So she'll head to the line for 2. Reel, the transfer from Oklahoma Baptist, has been a big part of this team tonight. So that one will go in for her. Some key three-pointers at the right times have really shifted momentum in the way of the Lady Bisons. Second shot is good for her, and that's exactly what you need if you want to protect a lead. Harding leads by 14 going into the final minute. Robinson 3, no good. On the rebound, it's a battle for it. And that'll stay with the Tigers here on the jump ball. Tipton fell to the floor. Looks like she's going through quite a bit of pain, but she'll stay on the court for now. That was a hard fall on that rebound.
And they don't seem to be making the move to pull her out, so maybe she'll be able to tough through it.
Watson, she'll pass it in. Quick shot from Robinson, and that just cannot go. Good effort by Watson to get the rebound. Winfrey, open shot from the top of the key. That's no good off to the right side. And this one winding down here. Harding, they lead by 14. Head coach Tim Kirby going to call a timeout. So 46.1 remaining here. We'll take a break before the finish of this one here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning and Plyler says, "Go Badgers."
Back to action here for the final 46.1 seconds. In Harding, they lead by 14, and it's looking like they're going to pick up their first road win of conference play. Excuse me, their second road win of conference play. They won in Monticello last weekend. Double teamed. That one's going to go to Williams. Foul by Brooke Smith. That's going to send Williams to the line for 2. So far today from the stripe, Josie Williams is 4 for 4. Only 3 seconds here between shot clock and game clock, so Ouachita will have to take a shot on the final possession. And just a recap of this one, Cameron, just an incredible second half comeback for the Lady Bisons. You know, Ouachita started off this one very quickly, able to really take an advantage, but not able to shut them out. And Harding took quite a big advantage of that and came out in the third quarter and outscored Ouachita 21-10, and that really told the difference here.
Yeah, I think that third quarter really made a difference in the game.
Robinson, she'll knock down the 3. Harding, they still lead by 13, and if they can get the ball down the court here, they'll be content here just to let themselves dribble it out. And that's what they'll do. Here's Makeda back out to Reel. And that's what they'll do. In your final score, here from Bill Vining Arena, Harding 75, Ouachita 62. The Lady Bisons will move to 9-2 on the season and 3-2 in GAC play. Meanwhile, Ouachita will pick up their first conference loss of the year here at home, and they'll move to 6-2. Cameron, we talked about it just a minute ago, but what a second half for the Lady Bisons. They came out firing on all cylinders, really finding the weaknesses in this Ouachita offense along with it.
Yeah, the second half, the third quarter really made the difference for this Ouachita team, and I think that's, I don't want to say set them up for failure, but, you know, it made the difference between a win and a loss.
In the second half, Lady Bisons outscored the Tigers 43-26, and that was the difference in the game. The leading scorer for Harding, Josie Williams, 17 points. That's 2 consecutive back-to-back double-digit outings for her. Meanwhile, for Ouachita, Madeline Tipton leading all scorers leading the scoring with 16, and Heidi Robinson right behind her with 13. Tipton 1 rebound short of a double-double in this one, and now we're going to meet up with head coach Nick Long to talk about this one. And make sure for anyone still watching to tune in to the men's broadcast immediately following the conclusion of this one. Your final score here, 75-62 in favor of the Lady Bisons. Head coach Nick Long is getting the stat sheets right now. And Coach Long, a night where Harding really able to come out of that second half with just some momentum and able to really take you guys out in that third quarter. Just talk about, what you saw from your team trying to battle back, just really unable to get around some of that defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was a physical basketball game, and we got to be a little bit tougher and be tougher with what we're trying to do to draw the fouls that they were getting on the other end, and a lot of that we got to stay on our feet. We got to be tough. We got to get around people, and that's something that we do usually extremely well, and just for some reason tonight we just didn't get that done, and we shot the ball well in the first half, and second half kind of completely different story for us. Just missed a couple open looks, and I mean, the free throws were the difference in the game. Obviously, we were 9 of 14, which is very uncharacteristic of us in itself. But they were 25 of 27. That gets it done. And then we had we had too many live ball turnovers. When it really comes down to it, like the free throws and everything were great, but we had 12 live ball turnovers. That turns into points for them. They had 20 points off our turnovers, and that's kind of was the difference. That's kind of was the difference in the game to me.
Well, Coach, you got a quick turnaround coming up on Saturday. You got to head to Magnolia to take on Southern Arkansas. What's the message to your team in this little one-day break before you guys head back on the road?
Yeah, I say just flip the page. I say we got to come out ready to go against a good SAU team. It's going to be it's where this game was physical. It's going to be physical and fast again on Saturday, and we've got to go now. We've got to go get one on the road. Drop the home game. You don't ever want to drop home games, but it happens sometimes. And now we got to go steal one on the road, and we're more than capable. I feel confident in this senior led bunch that we'll come in. We'll get prepared for SAU tomorrow, and we'll go to Magnolia. Be ready to go for that one on Saturday.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming and talking to us after this one, and good luck to you guys on Saturday. And thank you so much for a great half of this semester here, and the time that I've been able to spend with you. It's been a great time.
Yep.
And being able to interview you before games and things like that. Not able to get the win tonight, but be hoping for you guys on Saturday, and already a great start to a great turnaround for this program.
Yep, appreciate it, Isaac. Thank you for all you did for for all the sports and everything through your time here at Ouachita. And as I know, like you said, it was a short time getting to work with each other, but professional as they come, with all the people I've been around. So I say big things ahead for you, bud.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for meeting with us, and I'll let you go talk to your team. And your final score here from Bill Vining Arena, Harding 75, Ouachita 62. The eventual killer in this one had to be that third quarter. Harding started out on a 10-0 run and took the game away from there. Now coming up right after this, we've got some men's basketball action as Ouachita sitting at 3-0 in conference play, now facing off against a 4-0 Harding Bison's men's basketball team. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'll be here with Grant Johnson here in my final doubleheader of my Ouachita career here on the Ouachita Sports Digital Network.
Hi, everybody. This is John Fanta with Fox Sports and the Big East Digital Network.
Hi, this is Brad Sham, voice of the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm Nicole Auerbach.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood One.
Hi, everybody. It's Pete Pranica of the Memphis Grizzlies and Fox Sports Southeast.
Hi, this is Chuck Swirsky with the Chicago Bulls, our flagship station, 670 The Score.
This is Kyle Peterson with ESPN. This is Tom Hart at ESPN and the SEC Network. Thanks for tuning in.